Welcome to AOG Universe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're viewing us from. This is your host, Ambrose. A quick reminder about our channel. At AOG, we decode and unravel hidden meanings of life, particularly mysteries, the Bible, God, and our purpose as humankind. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and most importantly, click the bell icon so you get notified about our weekly videos. Welcome. Today we are going to talk about the writing on the wall, that is about King Belshazzar, as seen in Daniel chapter number 5. It was on 12th October, the year 539 BC, as the Medes and the Persians lay siege to the city of Babylon. King Belshazzar held a feast with his household and 1,000 of his noblemen. The king demanded all the gold and silver cups and vessels plundered from the Jewish temple be brought to the royal banquet hall. They filled the vessels with wine and drank from them, praising their false gods. That is in Daniel 5:1-4. The use of the articles from the Jewish temple was a blasphemous attempt for Belshazzar to relive the glory days of his kingdom, to recall the time when Babylon was conquering other nations instead of being threatened with annihilation from the Persians outside their walls. As the drunken king was reveling, God sent him a sign. A human hand appeared, floating near the lampstand and writing 4 words in the plaster of the wall: Mene, mene, tekel, parsin. Then the hand disappeared. Daniel 5 verse 5 and verse 25. The king paled and was extremely frightened. He called his wise men and astrologers and enchanters to tell them what the writing meant, promising that whoever reads this writing and tells me what it means will be clothed in purple and have a gold chain placed round his neck, and he will be made the third highest ruler in the kingdom. Now, let us go back to the history of the Israelites. Belshazzar was the last king of ancient Babylon and is mentioned in Daniel 5. Belshazzar reigned for a short time during the life of Daniel the prophet. His name means Bel protect the king, is a prayer to a Babylonian god. As his story shows, Bel was powerless to save this evil ruler on that fateful night. Belshazzar ruled Babylon, a powerful nation with a long history and a long line of powerful kings. One of those kings was Nebuchadnezzar, who had conquered Judah, bringing the temple treasures to Babylon along with Daniel and many other captives. Belshazzar was Nebuchadnezzar's grandson through his daughter Nitocris. And then Belshazzar calls Nebuchadnezzar his father in Daniel 5 verse 13. But this is a generic use of the word father, meaning ancestor. So at least we've had a brief history of how things went before that fateful night, as Nebuchadnezzar had plundered Israel before. Kindly remember to subscribe, like, share, and click on the bell icon, as this is going to help promote our channel. Thank you very much. Now, hearing a commotion in the banquet hall, the queen, possibly Nitocris or even Nebuchadnezzar's widow, came to investigate. She remembered Daniel as one whose wisdom Nebuchadnezzar had trusted, and she told Belshazzar to summon the Jewish prophet. That is in Daniel chapter 5 verse 10-12. Daniel was brought before the king, but he refused the gifts Belshazzar offered him. The kingdom was not his to give, as it turned out in verse 17. Daniel rebuked Belshazzar's pride. Although the king knew the story of how God humbled his grandfather, he did not humble himself. Instead, he dishonored God by drinking from the sacred items of the temple. Verses 22-23. Then Daniel interpreted the words on the wall. Mene, meaning God has numbered the days of your kingdom and brought it to an end. Tekel means you have been weighed in the balances and found wanting. Parsin means your kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians. Daniel chapter 5 verse 24-28. As we can see in the video clip, Daniel giving this information to King Belshazzar. So Daniel never revealed what language those words belong to. So that night, the Persians invaded. Cyrus the Great, king of Medo-Persia, broke through the supposed impenetrable wall of Babylon by cleverly diverting the river flowing into the city so that his soldiers could enter through the river duct. Now, let us get to know the meaning of the words mene, tekel, parsin, and how they were decoded. So first, Daniel reads the words as nouns. The nouns meant the value or weight of money. Mene, equivalent to the Jewish mina or 60 shekels, as traditional offerings had 1 mina rather than 2. Tekel, equivalent to shekel, and parsin meant 2 pieces or parts. Finally, we see a wordplay about the name of Persians, Paras in Hebrew, not only indicating that Persians will inherit the kingdom of Belshazzar, but that they are also 2 Medes and Persians. As verbs, mene meant being counted, tekel meant weighing or being weighed and found wanting, and Perez, a kind of parsin, meant dividing or being divided, which meant the kingdom was to be divided and be given to the Medes and the Persians. Now, thank you, viewer, for reaching that end, being together with us to that moment. Dear brothers and sisters, let's learn to heed to God's teachings and direction rather than striving to follow the will of men. Never, 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 never should we ever contradict God's purpose. Today we have seen that trusting in God and following His commands is what God expects of us. So please, once again, remember to subscribe, to like, to share, and to comment on this video. Be blessed. May God bless you. Goodbye.